The next type of question that we're going to look at is called label image. A label image question gives us the opportunity to take a picture similar to this that I used in my German classes with parts of the picture labeled, and we can turn all of these spots into places that students can label on an assessment. So let's take a look at that type of question. So label image, we're going to open that up. We're going to see the same question setup area that we see for everything with all of our editing tools here. And I have my question set up, but a lot of this is going to look different from the other questions that we've seen. So the first thing that we need to do is upload our image. You can see that you can drag and drop an image from your computer. It does have a limit on file size. So once I add the image, I'll know if this is too big or not. If the image were too big, it would have given me an error message and I would have had to choose a different image or resize my image. I'm going to click OK. I see my uploaded image here. You can add alternate text. So you might have a student with a 504 plan that requires alternate text for vision issues. So you can add that alternate text there. But we're going to scroll down and see here is my image. And now I need to add, these were things that I covered up on the image myself. Schoology is not recognizing these. I need to add places for my students to answer. So I'm starting on this draw and resize, and I simply click and drag to make a response box. I can make this response box bigger, smaller, whatever. And I would complete this process for all of the places that I want my students to label. So click, drag, and create that response box. Now that I have all of my response boxes completed, if you can move these around, so maybe this one wasn't quite where I want it to be, you can click these and move them. You can reshape them as well. But I'm going to go down here and do some of the other options. So you will see that you have the option for a fill color. So I can change what color those fill boxes are. In general, I would leave those white. You can either have a dashed border or no border show up. I'm going to keep that the dashed border so that it really shows up. But the next thing that we need to do is add all of those possible responses. So I have 18 fill boxes. So I'm just going to go ahead and click through and get 18 in here and get these responses in to show you our next step. I now have all of my options and I need to do my correct answer setup. So if I scroll down further, I see my picture with all of my response boxes and a word bank down here, and I'm going to drag all of these up into their correct places. All of my answers are in the correct place so that Schoology can grade this question. One thing to be aware of, if you took the first part of the Schoology assessments with the standard questions and you saw the word bank responses, you will know that I put all of these words in order based on the image. I looked at the top of the image, worked my way down. So the word bank was already in order. So if I go back up here and preview my question, I'm down here. I know that this is going to be the last one. This is going to be the second to the last because I put these in order looking at the image so that I wouldn't miss any of them. With label image, you can change the order of the possible responses. So for me, I always liked to put these in alphabetical order just so they weren't in the same exact order that the students would be able to grab them and pull them and just drop them into place. I now have my possible answers alphabetized, which I can see then if I go up and preview the question. That has changed the order here. They're in alphabetical order for my students rather than being in the order of the image. And I am ready to go. I can add learning objectives as I can with all of these different question types in Schoology, and I am going to click Save. By default, Schoology is going to make this question worth 1 point. You can decide how you want points to work. I'm going to make this worth 18 points so that they get 1 point for each correct label. And that is label image.